I'm rethinking having a child with my wife because of what I just found out about her dad. Am I the a-hole? My wife, Jessica, 32F, and I, 30M, have been married for 2 years and are trying for a baby. Jessica has an older sister, Mary, whom she is not close to. She told me they had a huge falling out over some family drama and simply do not speak anymore. I asked a few times about what happened, but she would always say she did not like talking about it and did not think it was important. It was Jessica's brother's birthday yesterday, and we were all at his house to celebrate. Mary made an appearance, and there was a lot of drama. Long story short, she called Jessica and her brothers out for still associating with their dad, even though they know he is a child molester. No one was paying her any attention, and I was extremely confused about what was going on. When Mary left and Jessica and I went home, I asked Jessica what had happened. She told me that when they were kids, Mary used to claim that their dad molested her. I asked if it was true, and Jessica started stuttering. She said she knew her dad used to do bad things, but that Mary cut them all off when she turned 18 and moved out. I asked if she was admitting that she knew her dad was a child molester and that he abused his own daughter. She said he doesn't do it anymore, that he was in a really bad place in his life back then, and that he apologized to Mary, so there was nothing else anyone can do for her. I was honestly appalled. I felt terrible for Mary. Jessica had made it seem like Mary had done something wrong and deserved to be exiled from the family. I never imagined this was the truth. I asked Jessica if she expected me to be willing to have that man around our future children. She started shouting at me, saying I was judging him for something that happened 2 decades ago and that, whether I liked it or not, he would be our child's grandfather and would be in their life. I told her that if she insisted on that, then we needed to hold off on having kids and have serious conversations. She became extremely angry, but I honestly do not know how else I could have reacted. This feels like a huge issue that she is minimizing. Final update: it has been nearly a year since my initial post, so I thought I would give an update. A few days after my original post, I sat Jessica down and told her how I felt. I told her that I was not okay with what she and her family had done to Mary. They knew what their dad had done to her, yet they still chose to take his side and make Mary look unstable. I also told her I was not okay with brushing her father's crimes under the rug. She was silent. She did not defend herself or her family. She just stared at me in a very chilling way, almost indifferent, like she simply wanted the conversation to be over. I told her I needed time to myself and that I would leave for a few days to think. Suddenly she snapped to attention. She seemed shocked and panicked. She started begging me not to leave, saying I would get over it in a few days once things settled down. She said all families have skeletons in their closet and that this should not define our marriage. I said no, and I left the house for a few days. I ignored her calls and those from her family. I reached out to Mary on Facebook. I sent her a lengthy message telling her I had no idea what she had gone through and that I was sorry for how her family treated her. I told her she could reach out to me if she ever needed anything. She responded and asked if we could meet for coffee. We met the next day. At first it was small talk, then she asked if I would be okay hearing her version of events. I told her I absolutely was, and she told me everything, what her father did and how her family treated her afterward. I felt physically sick. She told me that Jessica used to tell her friends that Mary had a mental illness that caused hallucinations, so that in case Mary started rumors, people would not believe her. A lot of people still believe Mary has a mental condition because of what Jessica told them. After that conversation, I knew I had to end things with Jessica. I went back to our house and told her I wanted a divorce. I said I could not stand the thought of being her husband or part of her family. All she did was cry and ask, all this for her? That was when I realized she had not changed at all. She was still the same person who had done all of those things to Mary, one of the only people who actually deserved compassion. We are still not officially divorced, but we have not been together since. The process is just taking longer than expected to finalize. Mary and I have become friends. I invited her to a birthday dinner my family hosted for me, and she hit it off with my cousin. He is crazy about her, and she seems really happy with him. He keeps asking me if it would be too early to propose, and I keep telling him not to scare her away. They have a very wholesome relationship, and I am genuinely happy for them. As for me, I am just surviving. Divorce is tough, but I know I made the right choice. Thank you to everyone who responded and offered advice. I truly appreciate it.